Have you ever wondered what happens when you just vanish from someone's life? What goes through their mind when you no longer reach out, no longer engage, no longer exist in their world? Disappearing can be more powerful than any confrontation or explanation. It leaves others to deal with their own emotions while you remain centered, grounded, and unbothered. In today's video, we're diving into 9 powerful things people feel when you simply disappear through the lens of Stoicism. The philosophy of Stoicism teaches us that sometimes your absence can say far more than your presence ever could. 9 things they feel when you simply disappear. Stoicism. 1. Confusion. Why did they leave? The first reaction people experience when you vanish from their life is pure confusion. The sudden silence throws them off. They're left with countless questions racing through their mind. Why did they leave? Did I do something wrong? Was it something I said or something I didn't do? The uncertainty can be agonizing. People crave explanations. They want closure. But when you go silent, that craving remains unmet, and they're left to fill in the gaps themselves. But as Stoics, we understand that we are not responsible for providing others with closure. People are responsible for interpreting their own experiences. Stoicism teaches us that we are only in control of our own actions and choices, not how others react to them. So, while they are left spiraling in confusion, you maintain your inner calm. You understand that silence can sometimes be the best answer. Their confusion is not about you. It's about their inability to control the narrative. Stoic wisdom encourages us to release the need to explain ourselves to others. Instead, we choose peace over pointless explanations. The moment you disappear, they're left to grapple with their uncertainty, and that's a lesson in itself. Second, regret. Did I take them for granted? One of the most profound emotions people feel after you disappear is regret. When someone who was always there for them suddenly vanishes, it forces them to reflect on how they treated you. They begin to realize the times they took you for granted, the missed opportunities to show gratitude, the moments they didn't appreciate your presence. They start asking themselves, did I value them enough? This reflection can be a hard pill to swallow. Regret is powerful because it forces people to confront their own behavior. As a Stoic, you know that you cannot cling to others or expect constant attention. When you remove yourself from someone's life, it often makes them realize just how much your presence mattered. The regret they feel is theirs to carry, not yours to fix. You do not need to rush back to alleviate their discomfort. Stoicism teaches the value of detachment, and when you disappear, you give them the gift of reflection. People often don't realize the value of what they have until it's gone, and by disappearing, you allow them to come to that realization on their own terms. 3. Anxiety. Will they ever come back? Another powerful emotion that surfaces when you vanish is anxiety. Silence creates a void, and that void quickly fills with uncertainty. Those who once had access to you begin to wonder, will they ever come back? Is this the end? This anxiety grows as time passes, especially when they don't know why you left, or if you'll ever return. For many people, the lack of certainty is unsettling. They become anxious, replaying interactions in their minds, analyzing every word and gesture in an attempt to figure out why you're gone. However, from a Stoic perspective, we understand that our presence or absence is completely within our control. When you choose to disappear, you're practicing detachment, a central principle in Stoicism. You're demonstrating that you do not need constant interaction to feel validated or fulfilled. This creates a powerful dynamic where others are left anxious, waiting, while you remain in control of your choices. Your silence can be more impactful than anything you could say. 4. Guilt. Was I the problem? When someone disappears from your life, one of the emotions that often follows is guilt. People start questioning their actions. Was I the problem? Did I push them away? This guilt is a reflection of their own insecurities, and in many cases, it's not even rooted in reality. However, the sudden silence can magnify their guilt, making them feel as though they were to blame. From a Stoic standpoint, we recognize that others' feelings of guilt or shame are not our responsibility. You are not accountable for anyone else's emotional baggage. When you disappear, you remove yourself from their sphere of influence, leaving them to deal with their own issues. Stoicism teaches us to let go of things that are beyond our control, including how others perceive our absence. While they struggle with guilt, you remain unaffected, grounded in the knowledge that you've made the right decision for yourself. This detachment is a key aspect of Stoic wisdom, allowing others to feel what they need to feel without becoming entangled in their emotional responses. 5. Fear. What if they've moved on? The fear of being left behind is a deep and powerful emotion. When you disappear without a trace, one of the most haunting questions people ask themselves is, what if they've moved on? The thought that you could be out there thriving, succeeding, or simply content without them can be terrifying for some. The fear of being forgotten or replaced looms large. But as a Stoic, you understand the importance of moving forward without attachment. When you vanish from someone's life, you are not only practicing this wisdom for yourself, but also inspiring others to confront their own fears of abandonment. They are left to grapple with the idea that you may have evolved beyond them, that you found peace and fulfillment in your absence. Fear is a natural response to uncertainty, but Stoicism teaches us that clinging to others only creates suffering. By disappearing, you remind them that life moves forward, with or without them, and that's a lesson they must face on their own. 6. Loneliness. They were important to me. Absence makes the heart grow fonder, as the old saying goes. One of the most powerful emotions people feel after you disappear is loneliness. Suddenly, the space you once filled in their life is empty. They realize that they valued your presence far more than they initially thought. Your absence leaves a void, and they feel the weight of that loss. Stoicism teaches that our value doesn't come from how often we're seen or heard, but from how authentically we live. When you disappear, you are not diminishing your worth. You are simply removing yourself from their constant reach. Their loneliness is a reflection of how much they depended on your presence, and this can be a painful but necessary realization. Loneliness forces people to confront their emotions and their reliance on others for validation. By disappearing, you give them the opportunity to reflect on their own emotional needs, while you remain grounded in your sense of self. 7. Frustration. I can't reach them. In today's digital age, where everyone is just a text, call, or DM away, disappearing can evoke intense frustration. People are used to instant access to others. When you suddenly remove that access, it disrupts their expectations. They feel entitled to your time, energy, and response, and when they don't get it, frustration quickly sets in. But as a Stoic, you understand that others do not own your time. By disappearing, you're sending a clear message that your availability is not a given. People cannot assume that they will always have access to you, and this disruption of their expectations is an important lesson. Their frustration is simply a consequence of their entitlement not aligning with reality. In Stoicism, we value autonomy and self-control, and disappearing is a way to reclaim both. You're teaching them that your time is valuable, and access to you is something that must be earned through mutual respect, not demanded through expectation. 8. Reflection. What did I learn from them? After the initial waves of confusion, frustration, and guilt subside, many people enter a period of reflection. They begin to think about the lessons you taught them, the experiences you shared, and the impact you had on their life. In your absence, they're left to ponder, what did I learn from them? From a Stoic perspective, this phase of reflection is where your silence speaks the loudest. By disappearing, you allow others the space to reflect on their own growth. Sometimes the most valuable lessons aren't taught through words, but through absence. Your decision to disappear forces them to look inward, and in doing so, they begin to appreciate the role you played in their personal development. Reflection is a gift you give by stepping back, allowing them to process and learn from their interactions with you. 9. Respect. They chose themselves. At the end of all the emotions, confusion, frustration, guilt, fear, and reflection, one unexpected emotion often emerges: respect. When you disappear without engaging in drama or confrontation, people eventually come to respect your decision. They recognize that it takes strength and independence to choose yourself. Stoicism emphasizes self-respect and the importance of making choices that align with your values. By disappearing, you demonstrate that you value your peace of mind and autonomy above all else. People may not understand your decision at first, but over time, they come to respect the quiet dignity with which you chose to step away. They respect your ability to remove yourself from situations that no longer serve you. In choosing yourself, you earn their respect, even if they never express it out loud.